Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Drew Spire.
And I'm Sonia Hill. So we begin tonight with a Troubleshooters special report.
It's about a Nueces County Justice of the Peace, an elected official facing some serious allegations. Our Andy Lascano has been working on this story for months. He's now live in our studio with the very latest on this exclusive Troubleshooters report. Andy.
Thank you, Drew. We've confirmed that Precinct 2 Place 1 JP Joe Woolsey is being investigated by the Texas Supreme Court's Unauthorized Practice of Law Committee. The investigation is the result of a complaint filed against Woolsey for allegedly accepting attorney's fees in other JP courts while she's not licensed to practice law in Texas. There are 9 justices of the peace who are elected by and serve Nueces County voters for 4-year terms. They hear cases like small claims up to $10,000, traffic tickets, hot checks, minors in possession, truancy, and evictions. But they do not have a court reporter, so they are not courts of record. Some justices have legal backgrounds. But according to Thelma Rodriguez, the presiding JP judge, the only necessary requirements they really have to meet are that they be 18 years old and a registered voter.
You don't have to have any kind of legal background or any type of a license, or you don't have to be an attorney.
You don't have to be an attorney. Remember that phrase. The Texas Property Code says plaintiffs can be represented in court cases by an authorized agent, and that person does not have to be an attorney. However, the State Bar of Texas and the Unauthorized Practice of Law Committee confirmed for the Troubleshooters that if you are not an attorney licensed to practice law in Texas, you cannot request or receive attorney's fees. They also confirmed that Precinct 2 Place 1 Judge Joe Woolsey, who was elected in 2016, is not a licensed attorney. Yet, court documents show that in at least one case, Woolsey requested and was granted $500 in attorney's fees. The Unauthorized Practice of Law Committee of the Texas Supreme Court confirmed for the Troubleshooters that in February, they had received a complaint about Judge Woolsey collecting attorney's fees and had done so on more than one occasion. So they launched an investigation. On March 19th, the Troubleshooters sent out open records requests to the justices, asking for, quote, any and all cases heard before your court from January 2017 through February 2018 where Joe Woolsey, acting as a representative for a plaintiff or Woolsey Legal Services, requested and was awarded attorney's fees from court. Justices who responded said we were welcome to go to their offices and check their case files.
Well, I wondered why that was asked, but I didn't, it never dawned on me that was the allegation, that it was because they were asking for attorney's fees.
On April 16th, the Troubleshooters requested an on-camera interview with Woolsey about the complaint. She never replied to our request. We tried again. Asking for an interview with Miss Woolsey. We didn't. She's not here today? Okay. Through her attorney, Woolsey responded to the UPLC on April 5th, saying neither she nor her company, Woolsey Legal Services, has done any work in Nueces County since January 1st of 2017, and that when they did appear in justice courts, they did so acting only as authorized agents and in eviction cases only. Woolsey has not been charged nor found guilty of anything at this point, but Rodriguez wonders what could happen.
It all depends on the allegations, whether it's going to be considered a crime, whether there will be actual charges now filed on that individual judge based on what the allegations may be, and again also based on what the finding is as to whether they're guilty of that or not.
The UPLC has not issued a judgment in this case. They did say that a worst-case scenario would be them issuing Woolsey an injunctive relief, which is a court-ordered prohibition against an act or a condition that's been requested. If the injunctive relief isn't followed, then there would be other, more serious consequences. As always, whenever you need help from the Troubleshooters, call us 885-0100. Andy Lascano, Action 10 News.